Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. This is Gina. Oh boy, dear God, wish I had better news coming to you. Biden just announced that he has chosen Kamala Harris for his VP pick. She couldn't be any more of a wasted pick. I'm sorry. I know a lot of liberals love her. I used to like her until I really looked into her, until I really discovered what she was all about. But, leave it to Dems, leave it to establishment Dems to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. This is a woman who literally sent parents to prison because their children were truant. Are liberals even aware of that? I mean, Black voters called her Kamala the cop. How is this a good choice? Her whole persona was that she was tough on crime when she was a prosecutor and an AG. This is the woman who laughed about putting people in prison for marijuana possession, but then admitted on a talk show that, yeah, she smoked weed herself. And as soon as she got any pushback in the primary, she signed on to the Medicare for All bill. And then as soon as she got pushback, she flip-flopped. Then when she was asked about her statement about Biden being against busing and how she confronted him in the primary, and then she says, "Oh, it's just politics." So you mean nothing. So you stand for nothing. You stand wherever the wind's blowing, is what you're telling me. I mean, and let's keep it real about why Biden is choosing a woman of color. It could have been any woman. Personally, I think it's sexist and racist to choose a running mate, to choose anybody based on the color of their skin or their gender. I think you choose the best person for the job, and you also make a political calculation, which I'm going to get to how bad it is with her, but I think you use common sense to figure out, hey, who does the country really want? The polls were clear. When it came to who the majority of Americans wanted, they wanted Bernie as the VP. And then when Biden said he was going to pick a woman, which, don't get me wrong, I think we are long overdue for female leadership on that grand of a scale in this country. But I don't think that you just push someone into a position, you just force them into a position if they don't fit. But we knew it wasn't going to be a progressive because we know that the establishment fights progressives much harder than they will ever, ever, ever fight Republicans. That's just a fact. They all have the same corporate masters. Why would they fight each other? But progressives, oh no, that can't happen because they'll put an end to the games. They'll put an end to the piggy bank, the slush funds that come in the form of donations. So you couldn't have Bernie. Then the second person that polled very high was Elizabeth Warren, but even she's too progressive. So they had to go with another establishment, Republican-light, corporate-owned puppet, because that's what Kamala Harris is. And this is about identity politics. This is their way of patting everyone on the head. They pat you on the head and say, there you go. We put a person of color in a position of power. Okay, we're done here. That's their way of doing nothing substantive to change the laws, the situations in this country, the economic inequality, police brutality, and the list goes on and on. Things that so disproportionately affect people of color in this country. I mean, if they had any willingness to consider really changing things for Black people in this country, Biden would be talking about defunding the police rather than giving them more money. Biden would be saying, yeah, you know what? We do need to get rid of these archaic laws that protect police officers from being prosecuted when they commit murder. We need to end qualified immunity. But instead, no, He's said flat out, he is not for either of those things. And neither is Kamala Harris. So, I mean, does anybody really believe these two are going to bring about change? Against Medicare for all, in the middle of a pandemic where how many millions of people have not only lost their jobs, but lost their health care because it's tied to their jobs. I mean, we're talking about Biden, the guy that they used to call the senator from MBNA, which for anybody too young to know, that was a bank, and a candidate who couldn't even win in her home state. I mean, has everyone forgotten how poorly she did in the primary? I think she left with like maybe 1% of the vote, if that. She literally got out of the primary before it even opened up in her home state because she knew she was going to lose so badly. So what is the political calculation here? This is what I don't get. You know, they may say, oh, well, you know, Kamala Harris has a certain amount of fans, and there was the K-hive, as they called them, and all those people who really supported her. Guess what? Those people are already voting for Biden. Use common sense, guys. Try to be strategic and tactical about it. My God, does no one have a brain? I've never worked in politics a day in my life, and I can tell you that. You want someone on the ticket who can bring a group to the table that you didn't already have, not people who are already vote blue no matter who. It literally does nothing for Biden. Nothing. It's a show. It's a Kente cloth. Kamala Harris is Joe Biden's Kente cloth. I mean, it's like one of those things that you know is going to happen, but you're really hoping and praying in the back of your mind, like, no, they wouldn't be that stupid, right? Nah, they wouldn't make this bad of a choice. I mean, nobody expected it to be Elizabeth Warren or anybody truly progressive. God forbid. I mean, it's not going to be Nina Turner, which is who I would want. But at least I was hoping he would be open to like Karen Bass. Not even that. Nope. We got Kamala the cop. This should go over well. This gets you absolutely no progressive votes. It wins you no progressive votes. And in fact, it might actually turn progressives off even more than they already have been. Because every time we turn around, we're having dirt kicked in our face. You know, they played all their games in the primary with Bernie. They have shut him down. No concessions about policies that really matter. Oh, dear Lord. They are just not the brightest bunch. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just so bright they know this is who they're pandering to. This is their new audience. Their new audience are the Steve Schmidt, Rick Wilson, George Conway wing of the party now. And I have a news flash for liberals and Democrat and establishment Democrats. Those people are going to drop you. Those people are going to drop you like yesterday's news as soon as this is over. In the meantime, you are alienating and pissing off progressives. You are pushing progressives like me further away from the party, making us dig our heels in even more because you keep spitting in our faces. So we will see what happens in November. But yeah, this was not a good idea. She brings nothing to the table. I do not get the political calculation in all of this, and if you don't know, what I was talking about with sending parents to prison for truancy, Google it, because it's out there. She literally enacted a law so that parents who have children who are continually truant would be put in jail. And just so you know, one of the most high-profile cases happened when a woman who I believe she had cancer. I know she had a very serious health issue. It's been a while since I read the story, but she had a very serious health issue. and she literally couldn't get her child to school. And I don't remember if they lived too far for her to walk, but she had nobody else to take her. And this woman was financially insecure. She was a single mom with a very serious health issue. She had been in and out of the hospital nonstop. And they sent police over and take her out in handcuffs. It's despicable. It's despicable. So there's your VP pick. Woohoo! Could not be less excited. Wow. Yay. Oh, yay. All right, guys. As always, like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching Plants and Politics. The only way to take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again.